For so many of us, Matthew Perry was more than just an actor on a television screen. He was a friend we welcomed into our homes, week after week, for 10 unforgettable years. His presence was comforting, familiar, and always brought a sense of joy, no matter what was happening in our own lives. As Chandler Bing on Friends, his quick wit, impeccable timing, and warmth made millions laugh and, perhaps more importantly, feel understood. Chandler's sarcasm and vulnerability resonated with anyone who ever felt awkward or out of place. He brought humor to life's awkwardness, showing us it was okay to use laughter to get through tough times. Through Chandler, Matthew taught us that it's perfectly fine to be imperfect, and that sometimes the best way to cope is to find the funny side of things. Perry's performance was so genuine, so heartfelt, that it often blurred the line between actor and character. It felt as if Chandler was a real person, someone we could call up for advice or share a laugh with after a long day. Friends became a global phenomenon, and Matthew was at its heart, creating memories that spanned generations. The show's universal appeal brought people together, and Matthew's portrayal of Chandler was a key reason why so many connected so deeply. Even after the show ended, reruns kept Chandler alive, introducing new fans to his charm and wit. For many, watching Friends became a comforting ritual, a way to revisit old friends and find solace in familiar jokes. Matthew Perry became a symbol of comfort and joy, a fixture in pop culture whose influence extended far beyond the screen. His face, his voice, and his humor became part of our collective memory. His interviews radiated the same familiar wit, reminding us of the friend we thought we'd always have. Off-screen, he was candid, self-deprecating, and always ready with a joke, making us feel like we truly knew him. The world saw him as the funny guy, the one who could always make you smile, even on your worst days. His comedic gifts were matched only by his ability to connect with people, both on and off the screen. This is the Matthew Perry we remember, a friend, a source of laughter, and a comforting presence who made the world feel a little less lonely. His loss feels deeply personal to so many, as if we've lost someone who was truly part of our lives. We mourn not just a celebrity, but a friend who made our lives brighter, whose legacy of laughter and kindness will live on in the hearts of fans everywhere. Behind the laughter and the bright lights of Hollywood, Matthew Perry fought a private and relentless battle with addiction. While millions knew him as the quick-witted Chandler Bing, few realized the depth of his struggles off-screen. He was remarkably open about his journey, sharing his story in a heartfelt memoir. Through his words, he hoped to help others feel less alone, bravely pulling back the curtain on the pain that so often hides behind a smile. Perry's addiction began innocently enough, with prescription painkillers after a serious accident. What started as a way to manage pain soon spiraled into something much darker and harder to control. Over time, his struggle grew to include alcohol and other substances, creating a cycle that was difficult to break and left him feeling isolated and overwhelmed. Despite the toll on his health and career, Perry continued to work, making the world laugh even as he carried a heavy burden. The pressure to perform, both on and off screen, only added to his challenges. Perry's honesty about his near-death experiences and repeated rehab stays helped break the stigma around addiction. He spoke candidly about the reality of relapse and the courage it takes to seek help again and again. Using his platform, he became a passionate advocate for recovery, dreaming of opening a sober living facility to support others on their journey to healing. His courage and vulnerability inspired countless people, turning his pain into a powerful purpose. He showed that sharing your story can be a lifeline for others. Perry wanted to offer hope to those fighting the same battle in silence, reminding them that they are never truly alone, no matter how dark things may seem. Matthew's story is a powerful reminder that addiction is a disease, not a moral failing. Compassion and understanding are essential for those who are struggling. His openness and willingness to speak out made him a hero to many, both inside and outside the world of entertainment. Through his vulnerability, Matthew Perry showed that even in the darkest moments there is strength to be found, and that by reaching out, we can help each other find the light. In the fall of 2023, the world was stunned by the news of Matthew Perry's death. He was found unresponsive in his Los Angeles home, and the laughter stopped. The official cause, a fatal overdose of ketamine, a drug used for therapy but dangerous when misused. Perry had been receiving ketamine infusion therapy for depression, but the dose that killed him wasn't from his last session. This raised troubling questions about how he obtained the drug. His death was a painful reminder of addiction's relentless grip, even for those who seem to be winning the fight. The loss felt personal, highlighting the ongoing crisis of addiction and the dangers of powerful substances. Matthew's story became a somber lesson about the fragility of life. Investigators soon focused on Dr. Salvador Plasencia, a Los Angeles physician. Evidence showed he supplied ketamine to Perry outside proper medical channels, illegally fueling his addiction. Plasencia wasn't Perry's primary doctor. He exploited Matthew's vulnerability for personal gain. Charged with illegally providing a controlled substance, Plasencia's actions were a grave violation of medical trust. He enabled access to a dangerous drug, contributing to a tragic outcome. This case became a warning about the responsibilities doctors hold, and the devastation when that trust is broken. Perry's story shifted from personal tragedy to a call for accountability among those who enable addiction. It showed how easily the vulnerable can be exploited, even by those meant to help. On December 3, 2025, Dr. Plasencia faced the most consequential day of his life, sentencing in a Los Angeles federal courtroom. The air was heavy with anticipation as people gathered, knowing the outcome would reverberate far beyond the courthouse walls. The judge listened intently as federal prosecutors laid out their case, arguing that Dr. Plasencia had knowingly supplied a dangerous drug to a vulnerable patient. Their words painted a picture of trust betrayed, and the gravity of the situation was clear to everyone present. The defense, in turn, pleaded for leniency, highlighting Dr. Plasencia's years of service and his previously unblemished record. Yet, the evidence against him was overwhelming, leaving little room for doubt or mercy. Judge Sherilyn Peace Garnett delivered her sentence with a measured tone. 30 months in federal prison, followed by 2 years of probation and a $5,600 fine. The courtroom was silent as the consequences of his actions became real. For Dr. Plasencia, a conviction like this almost certainly spells the end of his medical career. Years of dedication and hard work were overshadowed by a single devastating decision. The sentence sent a powerful message to the medical community and beyond. Those entrusted with care must be held accountable when they break the law, regardless of their intentions or past achievements. Plasencia was taken into custody immediately, his fate sealed as U.S. Marshals led him away. The courtroom watched in silence, witnessing the dramatic conclusion to a long and painful legal battle. In the gallery, his mother wept openly, her grief echoing through the room as she saw her son's life change forever in a matter of moments. The entire courtroom was somber, the weight of the verdict settling over everyone present. It was a stark reminder of how one person's actions can ripple outward, affecting families, communities, and the very fabric of trust in society. As people quietly filed out, it was clear that the legal resolution could not undo the tragedy that had brought them all together. The sense of loss lingered in the empty halls. Justice, in the eyes of the law, had been served. But for those involved, the pain and consequences would remain long after the courtroom doors closed. Judge Garnett's words during sentencing went beyond the legal verdict. She clarified that while Plasencia didn't supply the fatal dose, he played a crucial role in enabling Perry's addiction. "You and others helped Mr. Perry on the road to such an ending by continuing to feed his ketamine addiction," she told him. The judge condemned Plasencia for exploiting Perry's vulnerability for profit, a betrayal of the medical oath. Her statement was a public rebuke of unethical medical practices and a warning to others. She reminded everyone that enabling addiction, even indirectly, carries grave consequences. The judge's words provided moral clarity, not just legal judgment. She spoke for all those harmed by such exploitation. Her message: the law will hold enablers accountable, even if they didn't deliver the final blow. It was a powerful call for integrity and compassion in medicine. The most moving moments in court came from Matthew Perry's family. His mother, stepmother, and half-sisters delivered victim impact statements, sharing the depth of their loss. His sister, Madeline Morrison, described the emptiness left by his death. "It punched a crater in my life. His absence is everywhere." Their words reminded everyone that behind the headlines was a beloved son and brother. The family's grief was raw and overwhelming, a pain no fame could ease. They spoke not of a celebrity, but of a cherished person whose life was cut short. Their presence put a human face on the tragedy, transforming legal proceedings into a story of profound sorrow. Their testimony illustrated the devastating ripple effects of addiction and unethical actions. The family's pain was the most powerful testimony of all. Their grief is a burden they will carry forever. Matthew Perry's family delivered a vital message. Celebrities are not objects, they're people. His sister Madeline declared, "Celebrities are not plastic dolls that you can take advantage of. They're human beings with families." Fame can create distance, making it easy to forget the humanity behind the public persona. Perry's story is a tragic reminder that even global superstars are vulnerable. Dr. Plasencia's actions showed the dangers of dehumanizing celebrities for profit. Madeline's words challenged us to see the person, not just the fame. The family's plea was for empathy, respect, and compassion for all, regardless of status. Their message is now part of Matthew's legacy. Look beyond the fame and see the human being. We must treat everyone with kindness, especially those who seem untouchable. Fame does not protect anyone from life's greatest challenges. Matthew Perry's story and Dr. Plasencia's sentencing leave us with a powerful lesson. Addiction is a disease, not a weakness, and it can affect anyone. Perry's openness called for empathy, not judgment, for those who struggle. The case also underscored the importance of accountability. Enabling addiction has serious consequences. We all have a responsibility to protect the vulnerable, not exploit them. Ultimately, this is a call to treat every person with care and dignity. Matthew's family asked us to remember his humanity, not just his fame. In a harsh world, compassion matters most. We honor Matthew Perry by fighting stigma, holding enablers accountable, and leading with our hearts. Let's remember the friend who made us laugh, and the lessons he left behind.